Greetings, fellow traders. Bubblehead here, and it's time for the Lunchtime Market Update for Friday, May the 1st, 2020. I hope everybody's having a great trading day today. This is brought to you by Positive Trends Research, and everything we're going to talk about is for educational purposes only and not investment advice. So please take a moment to review this disclaimer. Awesome. Good. All right, well, let's check and see where we are at the market today. So monthly chart back in play. Well, it looks like we got a double inside month so far. We had a great month last month, closed above the mid-monthly Bollinger Band. Everything's looking great, and then they gapped it down today. Digesting some job news, got more Chinese tariff talk, and all that negative stuff. So anyway, so we're back down below the mid-Bollinger Band here on the monthly, but it's only the first day of the month. We talked about this last night, that this might turn in if they got weak today. Right, if those futures got weak last night and they stayed weak, that we could end up this week with an upper shadow right off an open gap and off of a prior inside candle, right? So kind of rejecting that zone here of the 30 weekly moving average. So let's see if that closes today with a shooting star. We might come back and test the low end of this monthly candle right here. So we'll see. We're going to be analyzing that a little bit more in the newsletter this weekend. So if you're not a member, definitely look at joining us. You can check out the newsletter. Great technical ideas in there. And then plus, if you get the newsletter and alerts, you get the private Twitter too, where we go over more educational ideas and look at trades and go live and all that stuff. Anyway, let's see here. So let's go to the daily chart. Wow, gap down, right? We had our first little move. Pretty much you get a little fine tuner here. A little move down here below this upper trend line right here with a bearish move here today on the SPX. So we've got a little bit of support below it, but we might see some fall through the downside. It's a little risky over the weekend because anything could happen. But again, let's see how this volume closes today. I really want to see some volume on this on the SPY today. We're about halfway through the day and about halfway through yesterday's range. So I wouldn't be surprised to see a little bit of action into the close today. So let's take a look at the price action here today. Really choppy open. In fact, it looked like they were trying to buy the dip this morning, right? We talked about breaking out of this downward channel, right? And they ended up working their way up a little bit at the open. And then something interesting happened. I don't know if anybody saw this, but the charts actually paused. Let's go to the ES right here and take a look right here. I don't know about your guys, but my chart actually paused this morning. It was the funkiest thing. Let me show you the 1 minute chart right here. Let's see if it even shows it. Yeah, right here. The chart actually paused intraday. There was no volume right here. Everything's looking bullish. Everything's looking great, right? Okay. I mean, how are they allowed to do this, right? I mean, so I don't know. This is I'm sure many of the brokers are showing this too, but I couldn't believe that today. I was like, wow. So good thing that we were our indicators and the stuff that we work with here was telling us not to go long on that. Otherwise that would have been tough to get stuck in that because it just gapped down intraday here on the futures, and then it gave a nice move down today. So we got really choppy here. It's kind of funny. I tweeted it out. I was like, hey guys, a little choppy today, right? Because look at these upper shadows, upper shadow, lower shadow, upper shadow, lower shadow, upper shadow, lower shadow, and we were approaching the 15-hour low. And so usually, when somebody, when you take notice of, it's kind of funny when you take notice of something like you start noticing it's like, wow, this is really choppy. Usually it starts to move again, or like, oh, this is really boring. I need to take a nap or whatever the case is. Then it starts to break out, right? And then, when you get overexcited about a move, right? If you saw I tweeted out earlier, it's like, look at it's going down, and that's where you get that, those reversals. It's very interesting how it kind of plays into. But probably a lot of it depends on how long you look at the market. But anyway, MES, same stuff here. So kind of breaking down there at the 15-hour low. Got a nice hammer right here, but it's still continuing to work its way down. So let's see how that goes into tomorrow. And again, it's kind of holding like a major, more of a larger channel on these right here. So let's take a look at a couple ones. We had a chart request on Apple, and we like to look at Apple too. Let's look at the Qs first. Let's look at the Qs first. So so I mean a good 15-hour breakdown today. Little hammer right here that looks like it's pulling back into that range right there. This breakdown here over the pre-market levels is pretty good. For that little coup de grace here at the end of the day. Upper shadow is finally broke down. The Qs finally broke down above its upward trend line here. It was one of the longest running ones above it, and now we have a lower shadow right here. So let's see how we end on Monday. See if we push down below it even more, and we might start seeing a fresh trend to the downside. So we're definitely gonna be looking at that. Let's take a look at Apple today. So Apple was one of the ones to go green today, right? We talked about it last night that Apple looked like it was going to gap right down to its upward trend line. So we did get a nice bounce off of that today, right? So that was one of the first ones really to go green. And I know some of our members on the live stream this morning were able to capitalize on this, and we had a nice pre-market box breakout right here, and we got to the upside here for a 15-hour break, and then inside, look at that nice little inside 15 doji to bring it back down. So we saw that on Apple today. That was nice. Amazon, again, also had earnings last night, too. Gapped down about 100 points and got a little bit more action out of it. We're down 192 today on Amazon. Look where it got to, right? So it got right back down to its trend line here, too. And that's exactly what we were talking about yesterday. Like, okay, so it's gapping down. Now, granted, it's down 200 points, but it's basically just finally coming in tagging its upward trend line. And now we can kind of keep an eye on this. It had a bunch of upgrades this morning, so did Apple. So let's see how the market continues. The market continues to hold. I'd really like to see Amazon kind of work its way up, fill this gap, and close above this guy up here. And then we might see Amazon make an epic run, another epic run up. But it's got a lot of work to do that. So let's take a look at Tesla here today. I haven't seen any news on it, but I know Elon Musk, or at least his account, tweeted out saying the stock is too high, and the Bears just had a good time with that one today. So he also had a changed image on. I haven't seen any news yet. Did they say his account was hacked yet or anything like that? They haven't said any tweets about freedom, Gene Wilder, and more. So pretty sure his account got hacked there, or he's losing it completely. So anyway, hilarious move right there. But a nice 15-hour breakdown on Tesla. I'm sure the Bears had a good time with that one today. The spreads are a little bit crazy, but I know some folks in the group that got some put spreads on it, which is a little more manageable, and did a nice job on that. So good there. AAL, this is a nice one too. We caught this one at the open today. I like the bear flag breakdown. It was actually a 15-hour breakdown, which is why we took it and got through the levels, the pre-market box lows. Once it did that, this ended up being a nice move on AAL. The airlines were weak this morning. So good job on that one, guys. Okay, a couple more chart requests out there. So let's take a look. We've got Facebook. Oh, and we also liked AAL because was it Evercore downgraded it to $1. I was like, okay, we gotta try that one. So anyway, Facebook, interesting, nice follow through from yesterday's red candle. Right, we're putting in a momentum shooting star type candle right here. So let's see if that how it closes today. If it can close this gap, it's coming back to its original downward trend line there. Another one, SDC. Nice candle yesterday, nice inside candle today. So let's see if we can break above that inside day high. We'll see how it does for the rest of the day. But maybe on Monday, if it breaks out of that, we could see a push back up through this cloud here. So we'll definitely keep an eye on that one. Piton was on the radar today too. It had a nice move at the open, got over yesterday's high, and then a quick pullback. So it's it looked like it was really starting to do something. It gave us inside 15 right here and ended up taking it down. And then what else? Oh, Starbucks. Sure. Yeah, Starbucks was on our bearish radar today. It broke down below the yesterday's low and got some nice momentum here. I like the inside 15 here, and then once it kind of cleared those levels and then through this lower shadow right here through the pre-market box lows, it gave a nice move down for Starbucks. And then WFC. This is a great one here this morning. Nice breakdown here. The financials, once the market was going, the financials just came right along with it. And you know the market is bearish when that happens. So good stuff there on WFC. Let's see here. I mean, I like the turning point pivot right here, but it is within kind of a larger triangle type range. So anyway, good stuff, guys. Great trading this morning. Fun stuff in the market. Let's see if they get some more volume in today. If they do, that means we're going to see some action at the close. So we'll be going live in the groove here. So, but I hope everybody has a great rest of your day. We'll talk to you guys at the Daily Market Wrap. I hope everybody has a wonderful weekend. Stay healthy out there, and remember your risk first and stay safe so you can stay in the game. And I'll talk to you guys soon.